name is Dr. Susie Joseph, and I want to welcome you back to our podcast 1A from our previous podcast that was aired on January 10th, 2026 at 7 p.m., where we talked about people and uncertainty, making the pathway clear by shifting from planning to doing. And today I do have my co-host with me, Dr. Jimmy Goddard, who is coming on the stage with us. Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hey. So, Dr. Jimmy, I just briefed the audience on our January 10th webinar that we had where we talked about people and uncertainty, making the pathway clear by shifting from planning to doing. And today we're actually going to do part of that demonstration that we promised during our webinar on the 10th, right? So we talked about creating an autonomous AI agent that we wanted to demonstrate during our session today that you're going to gracefully walk us through and help us to understand the meaning and the concepts behind creating an autonomous AI agent, correct?
Correct. Hello, everybody. Dr. Jimmy here, hanging out with Dr. Susie on MLK Day. So I want to take this opportunity to wish all of you a wonderful MLK Day and hoping many of you had the opportunity to serve today. So we are going to serve you today. We are going to talk about hiring the perfect employee. And Dr. Susie, back in the days, I used to have two perfect employees. They never sleep. They never complain. They know exactly what to do. And they cost me almost nothing. It's Mr. Benjamin Franklin and Susan B. Anthony.
There we go.
Always working. So we're going to talk about, we're going to demonstrate an AI agent. So those of you who want to call, you have some options. You can call your agent Susan B. Anthony, or you can call your agent Benjamin Franklin. If you guys don't get the analogy, stay at the end. I will explain. So let's talk about Agentic AI. So first, I'm going to kind of set the stage, and then we'll go into the doing. Agentic AI, my friend, it is no longer the new frontier. And this is the part that is terrible. I'm about to demonstrate something to you that is already obsolete. Agentic AI is the new foundation. Around the world, you have companies, they are rethinking how people, robots, and AI agents work together to move faster, to make smarter decisions, and create, I would say, more connected experiences. So if you have not heard about Agentic AI, don't worry. It's not that obsolete. So we're going to bring you up to speed. If you have heard the term GPTs, the term GENTs, and if you use Microsoft Copilot Agent, we are going to talk about those. Now, do know 78% of executives say they'll have to reinvent their operating models to capture Agentic's full value. 78%. Solo agents are out, multi-agent systems are in. So Dr. Susie and I, we kind of did some dry run, and we're trying to create an autonomous multi-agent system, and it was very complicated. So today we're going to keep it simple by create one agent. Now, before you get into working on multi-agents, it makes sense you understand how one agent works. And we will build this in less than 30 minutes. That's our goal, less than 30 minutes. So this is what we're going to do today. You're not just here to learn about Agentic AI. You're about to build yourself a teammate. Most people think of agents as sci-fi magic that only geniuses can build. My friends, that's a lie. Remember, that is a lie. If you can write an email, Dr. Susie, you can build an agent.
That's right.
If you can write an email, you can build an agent. So by the end of this hour, you will know the exact 3 steps to create your own digital workforce. Why do I say workforce? You can create multiple agents, call them different names, before you get into nested agents. So here's the problem. You have access to ChatGPT, many of you. You have access to Gemini. You have access to Claude. You have access to Grok. You have access to Manus. You have access to Microsoft Copilot. They're all out there. Those things are smart, but it's like a genius in a box because they are lazy. They wait for you to ask them the question. They don't do anything unless you nag them. Now, the thing we're going to do today is still going to require a little bit nagging, but not as much. This is what we shift to chatbot. Chatbot talks to you. Agents does work for you. So think of it like a kitchen. You have heard the terms of large language model and also agents. Those two terms, I'm going to define them for you. Consider large language model as a master chef. It knows every recipe in the world, but an agent is the chef plus the kitchen, the knives, the stoves, and the waiters. The agent actually cooks the meal and serves it. I like to say there are three main components, three ingredients when you're building an agent. It's the persona, the tools, and the rules. I call it the PTR framework. The persona, the tools, and the rules. So let's talk about the persona. So for that, Dr. Susie, if you can go to your wonderful canvas that we're going to build that agent. Many of you, we're going to use ChatGPT as an example because since everybody refer to AI now to ChatGPT, so we're going to use that as an example. But this is applicable to all model that you may think of. So let's go to the GPT landscape.
All right, let me just get up here on this.
So now, if you ask yourself, how in the world do you get to that screen? Now, to your left, you will see new chat and so on and so forth, and then at the bottom you will see Explore GPT. You're gonna click on Explore GPT. Now, if you're using the free one, hey, listen, nothing's gonna work for you. Okay, get with the program. Just buy the thing. Okay, it's like $30, $20 a month. $20 a month, you get yourself a helper. Once you get here, by the way, this is another way for me to say if you have a free chat GPT, you're not going to be able to do this. You have the plus. You have to purchase the plus GPT to get something. Yes, you have to invest something to get something. All right. So to the upper right-hand corner, you will see say create. Now, the GPTs you see right there on the bottom, Dr. Susie, if you scroll down, these are pre-made GPTs and connectors that I'll probably go ahead and explain later. But if, for instance, if you do writing, you can download, you can connect to any of those GPTs. Productivity, these have been tested. So these are probably more complex than what I'm going to show you. Okay. So let's go back up. We're gonna click Create GPT plus the plus sign, Create GPT. So this is where we start. What is the persona? The persona for that GPT, we're going to provide it a job title. We don't just say you are helpful. We're going to say you are a helper to get me, what's the word I'm looking for? You are a strict but helpful PMP exam tutor, and your goal is to help me pass the PMP exam. You specialize in the PMBOK 7 edition. So when I ask you a question, I want you to explain. So that's going to be what we're going to put down below. But what is the name? We're going to call this GPT PMBOK Study Buddy. That is going to be the name, PMBOK Study Buddy. Now, I highly recommend you provide it with a description. The description to really help you remember that this is what you are going to do. Okay? So always remember that. So remember, at first I said you need the persona. The persona is your PMBOK Study Buddy, right? That one is going to, we can provide a description. We can say you are a helpful PMP exam tutor. That should be, that's alone can be your description, right? And then after that, we are going to go to the next section, which is the knowledge. The knowledge component, this is where we are going to tell that GPT what in the world the GPT is going to do. Now, the knowledge, we're going to say the following. You are a strict but helpful PMP exam tutor. The reason I say strict because I'm kind of strict with my kids, so I'm treating my GPT just like that. Your goal is to help me pass the PMP exam. You specialize in the PMBOK 7 or 8 edition, whichever floats your boat. When I ask a question, explain the answer using official PMI terminology, but keep it simple. All right. So we have now, that's the instruction. Now, my friends, let me tell you this. We are writing a very simple GPT. I usually put more in the instructions. I usually provide the GPT a voice. One of my key thing is provide what grade level, provide the things I don't want the GPT to sound like, and I do not want to read the answer like I'm listening to a robot. So there are other ways you can customize that to keep things simple today. We're just gonna leave it as that. Next, we're going to talk about the knowledge brain. We'll talk about the knowledge brain. So the knowledge brain, the conversation starter. The conversation starter, what we want this to be, this is where you can kind of start a conversation. And what I want to tell the GPT is when I say quiz me, give me one multiple choice question and then wait for my answer. Then tell me if I was right or wrong and explain why using the text I uploaded. Right? So that's going to be kind of to provide the GPT some parameters, because this is gonna be it's gonna be a body to help me study, a study body. So that kind of thing. The next component is the knowledge brain. The knowledge brain, my friend, this is where the human in the loop that we talk about. This is where you probably make, for instance, 500 common PMP practice questions with the answers, and you can upload it there. Or if you have any other manual, if you have any other your work, the work you created, you can upload there. Now the GPT will look into your knowledge, the brain first before it goes into the internet. For our example, we're not going to upload any documentation there. We're going to show you. We're going to allow the GPT to go on the internet and find whatever is available in the internet when it comes to project management. That has to do with the PMBOK 7 edition. So we are going with general knowledge. That way, be careful. You don't get into copyright infringement. And please, do it at your own home. Do not do this in your workplace. If you're going to do anything like that in your workplace, if your place provides you access to generative AI or agentic AI, make sure you work with your IT team to give you the right privileges to do this. Okay, I don't want anybody to get in trouble. This is for your own home, and this is for educational purposes only. So don't get us in trouble here. So where are we? So we're going to skip the files, and the action, we're going to give it a specific job for the action. It's going to be the quiz mode. No, we've already taken care of that. Now pretty much we're good. We are good. After that, you click create at the top. And if you want, you can upload a picture if you want to make your GPT looks nice. You can do some, put some decoration if you want. But this is it. We're going to save it. Now, you can do save only. You can do anyone with the link, or you can do it. You can add it to the GPT store. So we're not going to do any of those things. We're going to keep it saved. We're going to do only me. The reason for that is if you spend a lot of time working on a GPT, you can give the link to somebody else, and that person will just change that GPT to their name. And then the GPT will carry all the instructions, and then they can use it. Just like when we started at the beginning, you see, when you go to the GPT store, you can download any GPT that you want. Now, let's put this GPT to the test. Click save. And what we're going to do, we're going to say view GPT. We can do that, or that's fine. We can just type it as anything at the bottom there. Now, even that, if you will see there's a plus sign. If you click on the plus sign, you can add additional documents there if you want. And also there is a voice side to your right. I like the voice because I like using my phone. So I like to talk with my GPTs and get my answers. And everything is recorded for me. So if I'm doing brainstorming about the topic, I'm doing research in something, I like to turn on my GPT. I have multiple created depending on, I don't use ChatGPT myself. So I use other tools, but I like the voice capabilities because it feels like I'm talking to somebody. I don't have to type. All right. We're going to say, quiz me with 5 questions. We'll just do that. Or let's just 3 questions instead. Quiz me 3 questions. Oh, Dr. Suzy, do you want to add any components to that? Earlier, you were doing the, what was it again? The critical path.
Oh, no, I think this is fine just to give the audience an opportunity to see. They can be as specific as they want, or they can be as general as they like, as well.
Exactly. Look at that. You get 3 questions PMP based on the PMBOK. The GPT asks you to answer A, B, C, D, and it will grade you. Now let's see the first one. Let's try to answer the first one.
All
A
right.
project team is uncertain about requirements and expects frequent changes as stakeholders learn more. Which development approach is more appropriate? The way I would recommend you answer that for you to type question 1A, or you can put A dash, let's do question 1 below, Dr. Susie. 1, and then the answer is, I'm going to go with Agile.
Okay.
We're going to go C. Question B, which PMBOK principle emphasizes actively engaging stakeholders to understand their needs, expectations, and influence throughout the project? Focus on value, build quality into processes and deliverables, engage stakeholders. We're going to go with C again.
Okay.
Now
we can't get all these right.
Let's find it out. We're going to put this thing to the test and tell us. Let's go one more. Let's go share your screen again, Dr. Susie.
All right, I'm coming back.
All right. Question C. A project manager notices that a risk with low probability but very high impact could threaten project objective. What is the best action? A risk with low probability but very high impact could threaten the project. Transfer the risk to the project sponsor, prioritize the risk and plan an appropriate response, accept the risk and document it only. Ignore it because the probability is low, right? Probably just ignore it. So we're going to ignore all of that. We go with C. So we have question. Yeah, you can do C like that as well. So let's see. No, let's just leave it like that to see what it does.
Okay.
You see, we answered this 3 different ways, right? Let's figure out if we're right or if we're wrong. Remember, this is a study body. That's it. Let's go. Look at that. Bam, bam, bam.
Okay, 3 out of 3.
3 out of 3, and it tells you why. You see that? It tells you why, and it tells you what concept, PMI concept those are. My friends, if you are getting ready to take the PMBOK course, we just show you a little something, and I'm gonna leave it as that. All right, Dr. Susie, I'm giving it right back to you.
Well, thank you again, Dr. Jimmy. I think that this was wonderful for our group to be able to see how to get in here really quickly using ChatGPT. And I'm using version 5.2 as we did the creative build for this. And I do want to apologize for the glitches that, kind of went in and out with the screen share. But just to recap very quickly, I'm going to go ahead and update this one. And then we're going to quickly kind of walk our audience back through exactly where to go. So I'm going to actually open up a new browser, just a moment, and come in here to ChatGPT, and we're going to start with the clean window. So just to recap, we're on ChatGPT 5.2. To get to the very beginning, Dr. Jimmy taught us that we are to go to explore GPTs. We click here, right? And then he explained to us that these are some featured GPTs as well as other GPTs that are quite commonly known throughout the GPT community for productivity and other topics that you'll see listed here, right? I believe that you can actually get some of these through the GPT store, as he mentioned before, but here you can also click with some of the hyperlinks up here in the menu. When you go to create your GPT, you're going to create a new one by clicking this tab here at the very top. It's going to bring you to this blank screen that you see. And if it's on create, like if some of yours are on create, all you have to do is click the second tab and go to configure. You're going to name your GPT, add the description as you saw us demonstrate today, add your instructions, as well as your conversation starters. If you have any files, Dr. Jimmy, I believe that they can upload up to 20 files, we said.
That is correct. You can upload up to 20 files in ChatGPT, and I believe Gemini, you can upload only 10. And Gemini will also different 100 meg, I believe, per each. So each model will give you different requirements.
Okay. So we're going to upload those files if applicable. You can also upload logos if we consistently use logos for those that may be interested in doing so. If you're creating a different type of GPT in conjunction with those files that you want for your GPT to reference based on the types of questions that you will ask within the model. There are other capabilities as well as other actions. Dr. Jimmy, did you want to mention anything about the actions here below?
Yes, you can click on the actions. The actions, go ahead and click on that, Dr. Suzy. Those actions get you with different, for instance, if you want to insert from URL. So that means I could have go straight to the PMI website. And so if you click here, click on input from URL, you can click on that. And you could just type the PMI website there. So if you know there's a website that does everything, or that has the knowledge that you need, you can go ahead and include that. So those of you who own businesses and you have your website, if you're creating something for your business, if you want to build agents like this for your whole business, you can insert your business link right there, where all the information will come from there, so that you don't have to worry about it. So some questions, Dr. Suzy, I get usually when I put this is, can I upload the whole textbook? You can upload, technically, yes, but usually it is better to upload your own notes or summaries, so the agent focuses on what you find difficult. Okay. Mm-hmm. So remember what I said. If somebody give you a PDF book online, you get it, you can upload it. Now keep in mind, the GPT Plus, the idea is that information is not leaked on the internet, so that it stays within your guardrails, your ring fence. However, I'm always sensitive with people's work. I'm not going to tell you to take people's work and put them in GPTs. I will tell you to upload your own notes or your summaries, so that the agent can focus in there. The other question I usually have also, people usually ask me, Dr. Suzy, is, will it give me the wrong answers? This is why we uploaded the knowledge file in step 2. When you force the agent to look at your file first, it stops guessing and starts citing your facts. So keep that in mind.
All right. And then again, that knowledge file that Dr. Jimmy just mentioned is on the previous screen under configure. And then you'll be able to find it down below where it has knowledge, and you can upload files here. All right, I'm just going to go back one tab, because after we created this, we actually saved the GPT that we created for the PMBOK Study Buddy. So we're going to go back and take a look at our PMBOK Study Buddy. And this, again, is what it looks like once we've entered in those fields to configure. So we have our persona that Dr. Jimmy talked about, the PMBOK Study Buddy, the description. We're a helpful PMP exam tutor, our instructions, the conversation starter. And if we had any files today, we would have uploaded those files here as well. Once we completed that, we went ahead and we created the GPT. So I'm going to just click back over here so you can see that button, that once you click it in, you will have a button that says create right here in the upper right-hand corner. All right. Now that we've created, I'm just going to flip back to the other screen. All right. We've created it already. So if we had any corrections, or if we wanted to add any additional conversation starters, so to speak, we could come in and make edits or revisions to this as well, add a picture if we wanted, and then afterwards we would click update. Okay, now that the file has been updated, we have our PMBOK Study Buddy. The access that we selected for today is by invite only. And now we can go ahead and view our GPT. So it's going to take us out to the main screen. And we're in the PMBOK Study Buddy here. And we're viewing our PMBOK Study Buddy. And again, we're a helpful PMP exam prep tutor. We only ask for 3 specific questions during the test. So again, you can make it specific or you can do it very general. So we can say, quiz me on risk. All right, so now it's going to give us some risk style PMP management questions. And it gives us, I don't know, about 8 or so. I believe it's what it kicked out before. It may give us more because I didn't say exactly how many. So this thing goes on and on. Okay, so it gave us 10. Praise God. Because I was getting ready to say we got to go to bed at some point. All right, so now. Okay, so it gave us 10 questions for risk management for the PMP level for the quizzes. You would go ahead and put your answers down in the prompt below where it says to ask anything, and then it actually shows you how you should put those answers in. So for question 1, the format will be 1-B, comma 2-C, comma 3 hyphen, and then so on and so forth. By whatever your answers are according to each question number. And then once you answer those, you would hit return, and it will provide you again the rationale for those answers that you have selected, as we saw before. I'm going to go ahead and stop here, Dr. Jimmy, because I want to get to the question of, if we create the agents for our businesses, can we put them on a 1099 or a W-2? But I'm not sure if you would even have that answer for us tonight.
No. Before we get into this, let me put it to everybody. Think about what we just did. We took a massive, scary problem, such as passing a huge exam, and we built a tool to manage it. Pretty much, if you were to scrape all the conversation and the talking I've done, probably 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You now have a study partner that works 24/7. It quizzes you while you drink your morning coffee. It explains hard concepts while you are on the bus. And this is the power of agents. As a matter of fact, one of the things I finally get to understand is earned value. Now, I've studied earned value, God knows for how many years. I never get to use it until recently. I'm like, you know what? I want something to demystify earned value management for me.
That's one
finally
of my
got
topics.
Yeah.
I love
got to work.
I do. I love value.
Yeah, so what I will say this, we are here to help you if you want to build agents like this for your whole business. We have some workshops that you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to sit down with you and help you and come up with the price model to help you with that, right? Dr. Susie is the execution queen. We will get you going. And yeah, and this is why we're here. As I mentioned, we're here to share this knowledge with you. This is not only about the theories, this is also about the practicality as well. So now, what about Dr. Susie, did you say W-2s or W-9s?
W-2 for those employees, and 1099s if we wanted to, kind of treat them as independent contractor workers.
So one thing that I've learned, the most expensive advice are free advice. Therefore, I would highly recommend you reach out to your accountant and lawyers, or create an agent and ask it.
I mean, I was just thinking we could just pay them in digital currency. It's a digital employee, so why not,
We can do that too.
Pay it in Bitcoin and just, call it a day. I don't see why not. By which, by the way, I guess this is kind of like a segue conversation here. PMLC, as well as PMLC Consulting Group, we are moving forward with accepting digital and cryptocurrency for payment for classes in 2026, as well as some of our services that we'll be rendering globally. As we're finding it quite lucrative in the marketplace for us to begin to go ahead and put that into full force. There were some beta test groups that we put together throughout 2025 to test out the theory as well as the practice, and we saw that it worked very well. So now we're moving full force ahead. So we'll be dropping some of that knowledge here coming pretty soon, and information and otherwise for those that may be interested in taking courses or rendering services from us, that we'll be able to accept those digital currencies from you in the form of Bitcoin, and we can discuss other forms of cryptocurrency as well. With that note being said, I think this kind of concludes part 1 and 1A. as we promised the audience from our January 10th podcast, where we were talking about people and uncertainty, making the pathway clear, shifting from the actual planning to doing. And today we wanted to demonstrate the doing part of it again by creating an agentic AI companion that would actually help us. Now, Dr. Jimmy, just for the audience's knowledge, right? When we talk about agentic versus autonomous, what is the difference between the two types of agents?
All right. So maybe this is probably going to be for another hands-on. Let's call it the lab. What you just saw today, this is a no code. So you have this distinction between no code, low code, and also you have assisted agentic AI or autonomous agentic AI. So the no code is what we just saw. The low code, if you have ChatGPT, I believe it's the name escaped me. That you can go ahead. As a matter of fact, I will probably find it before I'm done talking. That you can go and build your AI. So pretty much you have a bunch of boxes. You can sequence them, and the sequences are kind of like your if then else statements. That means if this happened, do this. And you can also do part of the autonomous agency, have it connected to your email, have it connected into your work folders. So for instance, if you happen to lead, as soon as you get a lead in your email, the agents read your email and notice there's a lead and can provide an email answer to that person ahead of time. Of course, as the human in the loop, you will create the templates, right? So that the agents know how to reply to that person. So the agent does not promise something that you're not selling. But those are kind of, and also I believe if you Google, you can go to Google Cloud. And from there, you can go ahead and create agents. And then you can create agents there. So these also, for ChatGPT, I believe it is OpenAI. ChatGPT, I believe that's I believe that's where you go to go ahead and create those. Don't quote me on that. Just Google it. So pretty much what it does, it is an environment. It is an environment that you can go in there and you can build those agents in that environment. Now, in addition to that, so Dr. Suzy, those will be more of the autonomous components portion. There are tools already created. I'm not going to mention any of the tools. That way, it's like I'm doing advertisement for them. And however, if you Google agentic AI tools, you will see there are a lot of tools that you connect to them. There, of course, there's a monthly subscription fee. You connect them with your email. You don't have to do the low code that I talked about. They automatically have low codes in there for you. Once you connect with your email, they can do your website monitoring. They can do content creation. They can even create tasks, put those tasks in your calendar. And Dr. Suzy, the latest agent that I've created has been a mentor, a spiritual guide to really keep me on my devotion. And it's been amazing. Something to remind me to journal. So those are all the components, all the elements that are available to all of you. So you have no code, which is what we just did. You have low code, which is where you sequence boxes to tell the agents what to do. And then you have the full autonomous one where you can purchase them, or if you're a developer, you can write them yourself. That requires something we call MCP servers, meaning what servers you're going to connect to, what API you're going to leverage to bring information in, get information out. It gets very complex very soon. And if you're doing at that level, you might also create multi-agents so that you can have one agent, meaning if it's a lead, a customer comes and wants a service, you go this agent right there. If it is something a customer needs to be serviced and it's not a new customer, you have this agent right there. So you can create multiple agents for sales, for products, for marketing, for all of those things.
And it's really cool because you can also create it so that those agents can, quote unquote, kind of talk to one another as well. And I think that's really important for the audience to know as well. So it's not like you're creating like this siloed workforce. you're actually creating a space where, just as we do today, these humans talk to one another, we can have our agents also technically speak to one another behind the scenes to get the job done. And again, Dr. Jimmy, these are agents that never sleep. Is that correct? So
not only they never sleep, and Dr. Susie, check this out. They won't get on your nerve.
They don't take time off.
They won't, and they don't take time off either, you know? No time off. They don't get on your nerve. They don't get on each other's nerve. So you have peace in your workplace. No drama.
Hey, it kind of alleviates a lot of things, doesn't it? So I do want to sensitively circle back around, because in some of our previous editions, we've spoken about the, kind of like the lack thereof of agents replacing people in the workforce. And again, I do want to emphasize the agents that are being created are at the discretion of the organization that is creating that agent. So if you are in a place or a space where the organization has now decided to create this autonomous agent to replace workforce personnel, we'll say it like that, then that is at the discretion of the organization. Some organizations, they do create agents, autonomous agentic agents, where they actually enhance or help to assist or support with productivity, meaning that there is still human in the loop behind the scenes, helping to move things along. But you do have some organizations that are out there that are using agentic as well as autonomous agents to replace people within their workforce. And they're actually creating org charts that have these agents place by place within that particular structure. So I did want to make sure that we included that in this discussion so that people are aware, and that even as we're introducing new things in terms of, how to create agents, different things that we can do that are really cool, that people are still keeping that top of mind to continue to lean into the topic of AI and other, components of it, so that you become very well educated and able to stand your ground in the workforce. Any other questions before we close out, Dr. Jimmy? I think that this was a great session. I'm glad that we came back to deliver as promised.
As promised. No, I don't have anything else. Just to let everybody know, Global Compass, you know what we do. We provide executive coaching. We do a lot of workshops, webinars, and also we do keynote presentation on leadership, strategy, team building. And our belief is we want workforce to do less and achieve more. We don't believe in doing more with less kind of thing. And also, we want to bring the passion and purpose to all leaders, because as a leader, you do have a responsibility to take care of your followers. So we are here for you. Reach out, and we'll be there.
All right. And then from PMLC, just a reminder, we do have the special going on for $3.99 per person for the PMP exam prep course. And you can find more information on our website at www.pmlearningcenter.com, or you can send inquiries to training@pmlearningcenter.com. Well, someone will get back with you expeditiously. And I do want to add that special runs through March 31st of 2026. So you want to make sure that you get in and get your seat. And this is for the current exam, the current ELC that we're actually, exam content, ECO that we're actually studying for. All right, Dr. Jimmy, I think that's going to wrap us up tonight. People got me tongue twisted over here, so we can, round this out and tell our guests good night. We will see you all on February. I believe it's February 14th. Is that right?
Yes, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. February 14th will be our next session at 7 p.m. And we'll get that information posted out there on LinkedIn so that you can register and catch your seat. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. See ya.